Get me the faulta, 100,000 welcomes to Irish Paint Magic. Today we're going to go down into the woods in full colour. And I just want to show you how to use the black gesso to get the effect of a distance down into the woods. Now this is the 18 by 24 canvas, and what I'm going to do is with black gesso, I'm just going to blacken part of this canvas just to make my life easy. Just blacken it. Now this black gesso is water based, and it's the only part of this system that's water based, so that when you're washing out your gear, that you'll wash it out with water, but the rest of it is oil. And you'll see a light source now already starting to appear in the middle of your canvas. The center of the canvas clear. This is double prime canvas, so I didn't touch that, and I blackened all the outside. And that's basically all we have to do to create the illusion. Now you can see already that you're looking down into the canvas without doing anything else at all. Now that this black gesso is now completely dry, what I need to do now is to make that slippery, and to make that slip, I'm going to go into liquid clear. Now liquid clear is a gooey substance, something like honey, same consistency as honey. And I'm going to cover the whole canvas with that. That's the black part and the white part, the whole lot. Now all that does is, just to recap, we put on the black gesso, left it dry for a minute or two, and now I'm after putting on liquid clear, and this makes it like a skating ring. You can move the paint all over the canvas. So I've got to make myself some paint now. So I'm going to make this some kind of a brown. I get sap green and crimson, about equal parts, and mix them together. Maybe a little bit of Van Dyke brown, all three of them together, and mix them all in there, and you get a lovely warm brown. And at this stage you can decide if you want an autumn scene, you can go for the brown side, and if you wanted a spring scene or summer, you can go make a dark green, and it will do the very, very same job for you. I'm going to pick up some of the brown, and I'm going to cover all this in, right over the black and the white, right over the whole lot. Here's the black, and there's the white area, and that will tone all that down and in there and up in here. Cover the whole lot. Now all I need to do is, with the brush, the 2-inch brush, pick up some white. Now this brush is clean, it's a different brush just to speed things up here, because these television people will get very cross to me if I run over a half an hour. So I need to have different brushes. Now with crisscross strokes, I'm coming in here, right in to the canvas. Crisscross strokes, and don't go back in again once you come out. Don't go back into the center. And work your way out of the canvas. But don't go back in. And there we go, right in. And again now, I wipe my brush this time. Wipe up any surplus paint that might be on it, and go back for more white, and just pick it up on the brush and go back in again, and stay inside, stay in there, and work your way out now. Work your way out, crisscross strokes. Keep thinking of the letter X like that. That's an exaggeration, but that's the way you want, that's the effect you want. And out now, but don't go back in now. And diffuse all that on your way out. You bring your colours from the dark to the light. And we've actually cheated a little bit, but who cares? If it's going to make your life easy, why not? So by putting the black in now, we have the darks in, and all we need to do that is bring them up. So with the same brush, just tap this in from the outside in to create the illusion of little branches hanging in over the wood. Just tap it in, and you can bring the light out and the dark in. But all these branches are now drooping down, as though the growth that hang down as they grow out, the foliage would grow out, and all the way down there. right down. And this side, you do the opposite. They'll droop in from the opposite side. And right in, let them hang in down, right down. Get a little liner brush with some white spirit and thin out some of this paint, quite thin. Same consistency of ink or milk, not water. Water is just a little bit too thin. And you can come up here and then start to create the illusion of trees and twigs that would grow right there, and all those little branches are all there. From this side, they come in from that side. And that one. You can make those nice as well. And as they come down, the trees would get a little bit wider down there. And up here. And that one would have a branch. There. Another one. Right down into the painting. And continue on until you think you have what you want yourself. It's entirely up to you. In this painting, I want to show you how to paint some big trees with bark on them. Big trees down in the woods. I always loved walking through the woods. That's why you can see nature at its best in the woods. Especially early in the morning or late in the evening, you'll see all the different animals in the morning or the evening, not usually during the day unless it's a very isolated spot. And you can see badgers and all types of birds, crows. And in these woods you see a lot of jay. I don't know, do you see jay? They're rather noisy. I think they're a breed of the magpie. I really don't know, but I think they are. They have lovely, very bright blue feathers on their wings. A blue jay they call them, blue jays in the woods. You don't ever see them anywhere that's anywhere populated. They keep well away from populated areas, but you see them in these woods. And of course we have our magpies, and we have herons and all types of small birds and badgers and foxes, and they're all there. And it's down here in the woods that you'll meet all those. And again, just keep putting in all these trees, but make sure that as you come down these trees that they get wide at the base. You're not too worried about up the top. Now, I'm going to get myself a fan brush, and I'm going to put in some more trees. This will speed up this thing now. There you go. I like making these nice because the paint will come off the brush much better. And up. And there. And that way. The fan brush on its edge is excellent for this. Excellent. Just on its edge, like that. Now what I want to do is create one or two big trees. I just want to show you how to paint these bigger trees as well, you know. And they're not a big deal, but some people get a little bit confused about them and they're afraid to paint them. And it's very easy. And Ireland is full of woods and full of trees. And I always admire the people of 200 years ago and 100 years ago. They were very, very good to plant. All these estates had wonderful mature trees. Now we're all enjoying those beautiful trees. Now I'm going to pick one or two that would be rather fairly big trees, and I think I'll take this one, a really big one, and spread it out there on the bottom. Another one. This one maybe a little bit wider there. I go to this side and I pick one big one, which will probably maybe this one, and I'm going to. Now this is Van Dyke brown and a little bit of crimson in it, mixed, and it's really just an undercoat. And right, and I'll just pull all that in there. And now you can see where the darkness is starting to create the illusion of giving you the idea now that you're moving down into the woods, and that's what we want. Just want to break all this up, break it all up. I'm pushing upwards now to give the illusion that there's grassy effects and things happening way down in there in the woods. I'm forcing the bristles of the brush upwards against itself. And there. And that's fine. And that's fine. And you'll see that your eyes are now starting to focus down into the focal point, which is here. And now already I can see there's an opportunity to bring a pat out of the wood coming up from the light source right up here. I want to make up the illusion of the bark before I go too far here. I want a kind of a warm biscuit colour. Now that's quite nice. And it's warm. It's a biscuit colour. Think of a biscuit. And you won't be far out. I just go a little bit darker. And I'm not mixing that paint completely. I'm leaving it a little bit marbled now. I'm not mixing it. I'm going to cross across this now. And I get a roll of paint up here on the knife. Going to get a roll of paint up there. And I'm going to come up here now to the... And I'd pick some of the big trees, this one. And on the right hand side, I just touch and pull it in a kind of a little twitch. And there's no need to go up too far. This one, just the side of it, the right hand side of it, of the trees only now. This is not a very important tree, so I'm not going to go up all that far. This one, and again, and again. And this is a pretty big one over here. And again, just pull it from the right hand side to the left, but don't come across too far. And you'll start to see the light hitting the side of the tree now. Come over to this one. And here. And right up. And here. Just the right hand side of the tree only. And already I feel like going for a walk down through the woods here, and I think after another 5 minutes you might want to come with me. The left hand side of these trees now are going to be in shadow, but funny enough I'm going to pick up a little bit of white, small bit of Van Dyke brown to tone it down, and a little bit of blue, phthalo blue. What I'm doing is getting a dirty colour blue. I don't want it too prominent, and that's why I put the brown into it, to tone it down a little bit. Don't want it too prominent. And I mix that up. And that's still a bit bright for me. Now it's toned down quite a bit now. And I cut across that. But on trees, there's always blue in shadow. You should always think of it. And on the shadow side, I'm just going to slightly touch it. Very little. It acts as a double, it acts as a divider as well in the wood. For the tree. You'll see what I'll do now just shortly. And that's just on the left hand side of the tree only. And you'll see the tree starting to sparkle now shortly. And over this side, right up the tree, but don't go up along because there's no need, because the canopy is going to be up there where all those little squirrels live. I don't see too many squirrels now these days. I don't know where they're hiding in me. That maybe they go in hiding when I arrive, but I didn't see them for maybe a few years anyway, 2 or 3 years. There's one area in my area where there used to be lots of them, but I haven't been down there. That's probably why. There's been lots of squirrels. Now we've got lots of mink all along the banks of our rivers, that escapees out of mink farms over the years, and adapted very, very well to our climate, and they're everywhere, but they're a little bit brazen, and they have terrible bad habits of spitting at you if you come too close to them. And the other thing is, they have another very bad habit, and I do a lot of fishing, that if you catch a salmon and leave him in the bag, they come and try and steal him on you, and he doesn't want to give him back, and he starts spitting at you. And I don't like that, and he doesn't like me getting my fish back either. Now I'm just going to scratch this. Just scratch it. Think of scratching your own back. Just scratch it with the tip of the knife, right up. And the right ones come in like this, and the other ones come the opposite way, the blue ones. Give it a little twist, small twist, to the painting, to the knife. And that will pull it in and give the illusion of a bark. People like this, when people are looking at your painting and they come up, and you always know when you have them cut because they'll put their hand on it to feel the bark, and that's what they do. So if you do this, you don't have to go to college to know how to do this. No, you just look at one of these programs and we'll show you how to do it. But use the mediums. Use the mediums. They'll make your life easy. And you don't have to go to college to learn this, but all those people that did go to college, the best of luck to you. And this might make your life easy as well. And I'm sure it will. Just pay attention, and I'm sure every little thing will help you. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but what I am doing is trying to help you. And I think this will. And if you're a housewife, or if you're a professional lady, or a professional man, or a working man, this is for you. If you feel like painting, go and paint. It's not that difficult. It is not that difficult. Just watch. There's no great secrets to it. And that's my job. I'm going to take all the mystery out of painting. So you can also do the same. And you can be proud of your own painting. The first day you'll first either come to a class or do it yourself and hang your own painting on the wall. Your whole family will be very, very proud, and you will be proud of your own painting. Now, that's basically will get me the trunk of the trees. I'm going back up here to the foliage with the old brush, and I'm going to tap in the canopy up here with the dark colour. And I don't want to kill all these beautiful trees now, but there would be branches here and there for the birds to sit on. And that's what we want. Branches. Now, with the clean brush, I'm going to go into cad yellow, yellow ochre, bit of green, all together, maybe a bit of red, all into it. The red will dull the green if you put it in, and I'm going to push into all those colours. And I want you to come up here. And I'm just going to highlight some of these now by just tapping in. Just highlight them and don't kill the darks. Don't kill the darks. And get that foliage effect. Back up again. Yellows, greens, bit of red, all in to the one brush. And again, I come over here and I just create the illusion of the sun hitting those branches. And again, all the greens, the yellows, reds, over that branch. And again, fight with yourself not to overdo it. And here again, all the colours, but do not overdo it. Otherwise you'll spoil your painting, and we don't want you to spoil your painting. Just clean up here a little bit. Now, next thing, I'm going to get a fan brush, and I'm going to go into yellow ochre on its own. Yellow ochre. And I need to get out of this painting. So I'm going to go in with the yellow ochre in little crisscross strokes in here. And work my way out, right out of the painting. Just highlight some of that. This is your pathway out. Maybe a little bit of white with that will give me some highlights on where the sun might hit some of this path. Not all of it, but just some of it. Right in there. Now with the fan brush, I'm going to pick up some of the colours here. The reds and the greens and the yellows, all there. And I'm going to highlight some of these where the sun will catch some of them, but don't overdo it. Right there. And let it run on out. You get all these ferns and I remember when I was a kid in the woods, and if you pulled the fern, you'd get a very, very bad cut. But if you pulled the fern right through your fingers, it really gave you a bad cut. So you have to be careful with those ferns. I'm pushing these this upwards now to get out of this wood. Okay, and coming to the other side, over here, and cad yellow, the green, yellow ochre, all the colours, even the reds. And again, I'm going to push up some of this to get some dazzling colours here, all along where it would catch that wood, all along. And just push that brushwards upwards. This gives you the lay of the land as well. In other words, when I say the lay of the land, you can get hills and all types of lovely flowers growing here, right in here. And what I want to do is also show you how to get different effects. I'm going to get my filbert brush. This one is half round, and I'm going to go into the dark colour. That dark colour, which was the Van Dyke brown, the colour we mixed for the trees. Load that rose brush pretty well now, plenty of paint on it, both sides with the dark colour. And then tip it one side only with the light colour. So you have dark on one side and light on the other. Dark on one side and light on the other. Just twitch the brush like that. And you have dark and you have light. Dark and light on one side and dark on the other. It's quite simple, just a practice, a small bit of practice. Just twist the brush. They'll jump off, but practice your Cork accent as well. They'll jump off for you. And pop them in. Just pop them in. They'll jump off. Speak nice to them. And you can put all these in. And I'm going to come in like this. Big rock. Just pull it all in like this. And I think there's room for one over here. Big rock there. I like jumping up in these rocks. When I was a kid, I was terrified of climbing trees. I actually thought I was Tarzan at one stage. But I had one problem. I had no bother in climbing, but I kept falling off. And that's not good. Now, I'm going to get white and a bit of dark sienna and a little bit of yellow ochre. And mix all them together. Mix them all together. And don't mix them too much. Leave it marbled. And then you cut across it and you get that roll of paint on the knife. I'm just pulling this in one direction, like so, and I'm going to go the opposite way to create the illusion of a step on that whole rock. Over at this side, the same thing. Pull it in one direction and then create the illusion of a step in the rock. And you can go back perhaps to the bigger brush here. I'm going to go back in here to all those yellows. And I'm going to go back in here now and create this grassy effect here. The grass. All this grass. But don't kill all the the dark colours, whatever you do. And let it run right out there. Right out. All that grass there. And at this side, you're going to have grass there as well. And let that run out there. And don't come out too far either. Now, at the base of those rocks and stones, you really want to pull them out. The shadow would come out. Put just the base only. Don't touch the top. Do not touch the top. Just pull them out at the base, very gently, and they will create a shadow. Shadow on the floor. And pull all this out and you get the different shadows on your painting. Dark colour. And you can come up here. Just and pull a shadow on the base of him as well. The chap going down through the woods, he's actually looking for his dog. And all I need to do now is get some liquid white on the brush, on the liner brush, and come up here and I go W-I-L-L-I-S. And until we meet again, Gormila Mahakut, Shlan Let, and God bless you all, my friends.